also is seen as being done to such as these by Mara. Various deeds of Mara. Moreover, subhuti, as perfection of wisdom is being indicated, demonstrated, explained, learned, recited, repeated, or even merely written down, many flashes of insight come up in bewildering multitudes, and these make for confusion of thought. This also is seen as having been done to us by Mara. Subhuti, is it at all possible to write down perfection of wisdom? The Lord, no, subhuti. It is also seen as a deed of Mara as one writes down perfection of wisdom. This one either thinks this is perfection of wisdom which is written down, or is not perfection of wisdom which is written down, or one adheres to perfection of wisdom either in the letters, or as something not in the letters. Moreover, subhuti, while these write down perfection of wisdom, our minds are on all sorts of things, places, villages, towns, cities, country districts, nations, royal cities, pleasure groves, preceptors, tales, robbers, bathing places, streets, palanquins, occasions for happiness, occasions for fear, women, men, neuters, unsuitable situations, mother and father, brothers and sisters, friends, maternal relatives, kinsmen, chief wives, sons and daughters, houses, food and drink, clothes, beds, seats, livelihood, obligations, occasions of greed, hate and delusion, on right times, unlucky times, on songs, music, dances, poems, plays, treatise, business, jokes, musical shows, sorrows, troubles, and ourselves. These and other acts of attention Mara, the evil one, is seen to arrange as perfection of wisdom is being indicated, studied, or merely written down, and thus he is seen to cause obstacles and confusion of thought to bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas recognize this as being merely seen as a deed of Mara, and avoid it, mostly by avoiding seeing it as such. Exclamation point. In addition, our thoughts may also be on kings, royal princes, elephants, horses, chariots, and troops of soldiers. Also, this is seen as having been done to us by Mara. In addition, our thoughts may be on fire, temptations, money, corn and affluence. This also Mara is seen as doing to him. Moreover, difficulties arise about gain, honor, robes, alms bowl, lodging, and medicinal appliances for use in sickness, or alternatively, thoughts relishing gain, honor and fame torment bodhisattvas, which indicate, explain, repeat or merely write perfection of wisdom. This also is seen as Mara doing this to us. We recognize and avoid seeing these as deeds of Mara. Furthermore, Mara, the evil one, comes while bodhisattvas indicate, expound, write, etc., perfection of wisdom, and he brings along those very deep sutras which are in accord with the limits of Sravakas as disciples and Pratyabhutas. He advises us to train in these, write, expound, and repeat these, for from this all knowledge is created. But bodhisattvas skilled in means are not long for these sutras. For although these indicate emptiness, the signless and wishless, still any skill and means of bodhisattvas are neither announced nor alluded to. A bodhisattva which remains without this more refined knowledge of distinction of the cognition of skill in means, deeply spurns this true perfection of wisdom, and seeks instead skill in means in the sutras which accord with the limitations of Sravakas as disciples and Pratyabhutas. This also is seen as Mara's deed being done to this bodhisattva. Sources of discord between guide and pupil. As well, here are deeds which are seen to be of Mara and have the potential to ruin any or all chances of cooperation between any guide and pupil. First of all, perhaps the pupil is enthusiastic and aspires to engage perfection of wisdom, but the guide is indolent and does not aspire to demonstrate dharma. Or, the guide is untiring and inspired to indicate perfection of wisdom, while the pupil is tired or too busy. Secondly, it may be that the pupil is quite diligent and aspires to engage, to bear in mind, indicate, study, spread, or merely to write about this process of perfection of wisdom, is clever, intelligent and blessed with good memory, but the one who may guide moves into a different district, or is unacquainted with main points, unacquainted with details, and without higher knowledge. Or, this guide may be untiring, in possession of the higher knowledge, inspired to indicate perfection of wisdom, but the pupil set out for another district, or is unacquainted with main points, unacquainted with details, without higher knowledge. Further, the guru may be a person who attaches weight to fleshly things, to gain, honor and robes, while the pupil is a person of few wishes, easily contented, and quite detached. Or one or the other, or both may be persons unwilling to give away anything of value. This also causes discord when it is a question of training toward perfect wisdom or of copying this, such as this is. On the other hand, a pupil may be full of faith, inspired by merely hearing of the process of perfection of wisdom and of understanding the meaning of this, liberal and generous, but the Lama has no faith, is too easily satisfied, and does not aspire to expound regarding perfection of wisdom. Or, the pupil may be full of faith, and aspire to hear and to understand the meaning, but it may be that the guru, because some obstacle hinders access to Dharma, does not have these sutras, or cannot fathom them. A pupil would obviously be out of touch with a guide who has not obtained these. Or again, a guide may aspire to point out, while a pupil is not single-minded and aspiring at least to hear this. Further, it may be that the pupil does not want to listen because hindered by sloth, weighed down by bodily fatigue, but the Rinpoche is willing to point out. Conversely, any guide may, although the pupil wants to listen, not want to teach because hindered by sloth or physical fatigue. This discord also makes writing, speaking, and study difficult. Misdirection of aim. Moreover, while beings write, or indicate perfection of wisdom or train in the process, someone comes along and belittles life in the hells, in the animal world, among the pretas and asuras, saying so ill are all these forms of life, so ill are all conditioned things, do make an end to just this length of cloth, and leave these beings to their fate. This also is seen as a work of Mara. Or again, some being comes along and praises life among the gods, so happy are the gods, so happy is life in the heavens. One will do well here to end sense desires in the world of sense desires, enter into the well-known trances in the world of form, and enter into the well-known attainments in the formless world. Considered in a view with wisdom, all this is nothing but rebirth in suffering. The Lord has said, I do not praise any kind of rebirth in becoming, because this lasts no longer than a finger snap. For everything conditioned is impermanent. Anything causing fear is ill. All in the triple world is empty. All dharmas are without self. As any of these wise may come to understand, all is thus devoid of eternity, is impermanent and ill, doomed to reversal. Now these may just here attain to the fruits of holy life, from the fruit of a stream winner to arhatship. However, let us now beware of meeting any further with such attainments, which are really failures, and which abound in suffering. But nevertheless, to some bodhisattvas this is a source of anxiety, because these come to feel deterred from the quest for full enlightenment in favor of aspiring to rebirth among the gods. This also is seen as Mara doing this. More discord between Lama and pupil. Furthermore, the Lama may be a monk who is fond of solitude while the pupils prefer a communal life. He tells them he will give this perfection of wisdom to any coming to where he is.